raise the mics up a bit? They're going to be too loud.
This one. Step right up.
Ready? Commander, go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Commander Kevin Deese from the Houston Police Department, Major Assaults, Family Violence, and Missing Persons Division. For the last 3 weeks, the Missing Persons Unit, along with the FBI and Texas EquiSearch, has been looking for leads in the disappearance of Miss Erica Hernandez. Over the last 3 weeks, we have searched numerous locations and came up with nothing. Based on information that we gathered along with our partners over at the FBI, we came to Reflection Bay on today. For investigative reasons, we won't be able to go into detail on how we came up with this information. What's important is it brought us here. Our Missing Persons Unit came to the location, canvassed the area, and found a location that was consistent with a vehicle striking the curb and entering a body of water at the end of the road. Based on that information, we contacted the Houston Police Department's dive team, which came out and quickly located a vehicle at the bottom of the water. The license plate on that vehicle and the body and make matched that of Miss Erica Hernandez. We immediately notified the family that we had found a lead in the case and called in Pearland Police Department, as this area is in their jurisdiction. Our condolences go out to the family as they go through a painful time of waiting for a positive identification on one individual that was found inside the vehicle. I want to thank again all of our partners, Pearland, EquiSearch, the FBI, and my Missing Persons Unit for all of the work that they've put in around the clock to get us to this point today. At this time, I will allow the Pearland Police Department to come up and speak, as they will be lead in the investigation going forward. Again, I want to express my condolences to the family as we wait out this trying time, and be patient. The investigation will continue. And Pearland, would you please?
Good evening. I'm Officer Wells. I'm the primary public information officer with the Pearland Police Department. Today, in collaboration with our law enforcement partners, we came out to today's scene and assisted in vehicle recovery from the retention pond right here at the intersection of North Collect Loop and Reflection Bay. Successfully pulled out a vehicle, like the commander said, and discovered the body. In fact, the body was in that vehicle. We will be continuing taking lead on the death investigation at the Pearland Police Department, and that body will be transferred over to the Galveston County Medical Examiner's Office for further investigation. I would like to also extend some gratitude for the family of the deceased from the Pearland Police Department and the City of Pearland, and that's all I have for right now. Any other questions? Will be directed towards HPD.
Your first name?
I'm sorry. Jason Wells, W-E-L-L-S.
Can you say if the person found inside was a man or a woman?
At the time, pending investigation, we won't comment at this time.
Is there any indication as to how long the vehicle had been in the water?
I can say with confidence it's been there for an extended period of time. Again, we don't want to get too far into the investigative tools that we use, but we do believe on or about the night that Ms. Hernandez went missing. It's likely that the vehicle went in the water.
Any foul play here that you guys are looking into? Can you always say that?
That would be the Pearland Police Department's investigation. At this time, given the condition of the vehicle and the extended nature of the scene, it would be very difficult at this time to make a comment on that.
Was there anything else, I know this is very new, but anything else found in the vehicle, or if you had a chance to go through it, that was of interest? Or
that's still part of the investigation. At this time, I can tell you that we have not located anything of interest. That does not mean that through the course of this investigation, Pearland will not find anything We're just very early on, and in the spirit of transparency, we want to be able to give you all what information we had at the time.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the recovery? Obviously, it took several hours. I'm sure you have to be very strategic and precise as to making this recovery.
Exactly. So the dive team came out, located the vehicle. Pearland was responsible for bringing in a heavy-duty wrecker. Our dive team is trained in recovering vehicles. So yes, but to answer your question, it was a lengthy process to get the vehicle out of the water.
How deep is that water? How deep was the vehicle in the water?
So what we know from the engineers of the body of water, it ranges from 8 feet to 15 feet. I can't comment exactly how deep the vehicle was when we recovered it.
That's a retention pond?
It is a man-made lake, so to speak, that's surrounded by residences at the end of the neighborhood.
Do you know about what time it might have happened to where nobody knew there was a car?
We do believe it was in the very early morning hours. Would have been dark, presumably, outside. So it's quite possible at that time that no one would have heard anything. But again, very early on in the investigation, I don't want to comment on where Pearland is going to go from here. They would be better suited to answer those questions. But very early in the investigation.
Was there any damage to the vehicle?
There was damage that was consistent with what we thought of the vehicle striking the curb and then entering the water.
Do you consider the search for Erica Hernandez over right now?
We won't definitively say that the search for Erica Hernandez is over because there is a process that still needs to be followed. The medical examiner will have to do a positive identification, but at this time, that's all we can comment on that.
Has there been or will there be a person of interest involved in this case?
Not going to be able to comment on that at this time either. Again, very early on in the investigation and in the recovery. And I won't speak for the medical examiner and what they will go through to determine the cause of death. And again, any comments or questions about the investigation, I will defer to Pearland.
But you did say the model of the car and the license plate number does match that of Erica.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
So there you have it. Houston police confirming that the body inside of that vehicle found inside the pond is indeed the mother of three, Erica Hernandez. They expressed their condolences for the family of Erica at this time, saying they are not going to give any more information on the investigation itself, as that is still ongoing. And it's a story that we will continue to follow here on News Now from Fox. So we appreciate all of you being with us. It has been quite a busy breaking news day today. We're going to go into that press conference that I was going to go into before with Houston Mayor Turner speaking about that 2022 budget out there. If we hear